Have you ever felt like your heart was breaking into 1,000 pieces, and no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't find a way to put them back together? The weight of pain, loss, and disappointment can feel like an unbearable burden, and in those moments, it's easy to believe that you'll never be the same. The emptiness you feel inside can make you question your worth, your future, and whether happiness is even possible again. I know this feeling all too well. There was a time when I thought I would never recover from the pain of losing something, or someone, so important to me. I remember those moments when the world felt dim, when even the smallest tasks seemed impossible, and when I looked in the mirror, I didn't recognize the person staring back at me. It was as if I was walking through life with a cloud hanging over me, and I couldn't escape it. But I want to tell you something important. Heartbreak is not the end. It's not the final chapter of your story. It's a difficult, painful part of the journey, but it's a part of the process of growing, healing, and becoming the person you are meant to be. There was a time when I thought the pain would consume me. I thought I wouldn't be able to move on, that I would forever be defined by the heartbreak I was experiencing. I would lay awake at night, my thoughts racing, wondering if things would ever get better. The sadness, the grief, it was all consuming. But slowly, something began to change. It didn't happen overnight, and it didn't happen in a single moment. But as time passed, I realized that healing wasn't about forgetting the pain or pretending it didn't exist. It was about allowing myself to feel the hurt, to face the reality of the situation, and then taking small steps to move forward. I started by accepting the pain, not running from it. I gave myself permission to grieve, to feel sadness, to be angry, and to be vulnerable. For so long, I had tried to hide my feelings, to pretend everything was okay, but I realized that healing can't begin until you acknowledge the pain. And with that acknowledgement came the realization that I wasn't weak for feeling hurt. I wasn't failing. I was human. But it wasn't just about feeling the pain. It was about finding the strength to keep going, even when every part of me wanted to give up. I reached out to people who cared about me, people who listened without judgment, people who reminded me that I wasn't alone. I spent time doing things that brought me peace, even if it was just for a few minutes a day. I found comfort in the small victories, getting out of bed in the morning, taking a walk, or simply breathing deeply and allowing myself to be in the moment. I learned to be patient with myself, to give myself the grace to heal in my own time. And as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, I started to notice something. I wasn't the same person I was before the heartbreak, but I wasn't broken either. I was different. I was stronger. The person I had become was more resilient, more self-aware, and more compassionate, both toward others and myself. And that's the beautiful thing about heartbreak. It doesn't define you. It doesn't make you any less worthy of love, success, or happiness. It's a difficult, painful chapter in your story, but it's not the end. You are so much more than the pain you feel right now. In fact, the very fact that you're hurting means you have loved, and love is a powerful force. It shows that you're capable of deep emotion, of connection, of caring for others. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. Your heart is big enough to love deeply, and even though it may feel fragile right now, it's incredibly strong. It will heal, and when it does, it will be a heart that knows both the depth of pain and the power of resilience. Remember, healing takes time. There will be days when it feels like you're making progress, and there will be days when it feels like you've taken 2 steps back. But each day, each moment, you are growing, you are becoming, you are learning to be stronger, more compassionate, and more connected to the person you are meant to be. So, if you're sitting in the midst of pain right now, wondering how you'll ever feel whole again, I want to remind you of something. This pain is not forever. It will pass, even though it may feel endless. You will wake up one day and realize that the weight on your chest has lightened, the cloud has lifted, and you can breathe again. You will look in the mirror and see the person who has come through the storm, stronger, wiser, and more at peace with themselves. You are not broken. You are healing. You are worthy of love. You are deserving of happiness. You have the strength to rebuild, and I promise you there will come a time when you'll look back on this moment and see it for what it truly is. A chapter, not the end. The best is yet to come. Keep going. Your heart will heal, and your story will continue. One filled with hope, strength, and all the beautiful things life has waiting for you.